What fees does the Avery Ranch Homeowners Association charge when you sell your home in Avery Ranch? My name is Eric Peterson. I'm the broker and owner of Kopa Real Estate. I've been an Avery Ranch homeowner since 2007, and I've sold over 300 homes in Avery Ranch. One of the interesting things about the neighborhood is that when people sell their house, I go through what the fees are going to be charged from the Homeowners Association and Management Company. And people usually do two things. One is they'll tell me, oh, I'm up to date on my quarterly HOA dues. And the second thing is they'll get angry at me. So I'm recording this video just to explain to people what I'm actually talking about. So first off, what I'm talking about in this video is not quarterly HOA dues. And the second thing is that if the information that I'm sharing makes you upset, take it up with the HOA board of directors, right? Because they're the ones that allow this to happen. So let me run through this form. When a home is sold in Avery Ranch, or really any homeowners association, a resale certificate form is prepared. The resale certificate will show what the actual HOA dues are, as well as making sure that the owner of the property is current on any dues. There aren't any outstanding violations. But it also goes through and puts into detail for the title company what fees need to be collected at closing. And so I'm going to run through this resale certificate. This is for a closing that we have in Avery Ranch in May of 2026, and explain what these fees mean to you. So first off, we've got a balance prior to close. This is $81.98. What that merely means, that's not a fee. What it means is that the seller has paid the quarterly HOA dues and the buyer is closing before the end of the quarter, which means that the buyer has to give a credit back to the seller for the outstanding amount of money that's already been paid. Advanced assessment. So this is $494.10. This again isn't really an upfront fee that the management company or HOA is charging. What's happening is the HOA doesn't want people to fall behind when they buy the property. They don't want to wait for them to set up their auto payments or mail in a check. So they'll collect an amount of money, several quarters worth of HOA dues in advance at closing, right? But now here's where things get interesting. So this next line is initial assessment. This is $824.24, okay? That amount of money goes directly to the Avery Ranch Homeowners Association, all right? And so that is collected at closing. On the other side, there are fees that are collected by the management company. And so there's two fees here. One is a conveyance processing fee. That's $325. That's essentially to handle the transfer from the seller to the buyer. And then the next is statement of account with resale disclosure documents. So they're going to provide this form as well as any of the other HOA documents. That is $375. Okay, so total of $700 in this case going to Real Manage. And then finally down here, you have a processing charge, which is $67. So that gets paid in advance. All right, so what do you have here? You have a total of $824.24 plus $700 plus $67. Total amount of fees collected is $1,591.24. So who pays these fees? Well, this is negotiated as part of the contract, but regardless of who pays it, it makes the transaction more expensive. Remember, this information was based on a sale in May of 2026 for a property that Real Manage is managing as part of the Avery Ranch Homeowners Association. There are a couple properties in the neighborhood that may be slightly different than this. So of course, you want to get the exact figures. You want to contact the HOA or management company in advance. And these numbers do change. It could change at any time. All right, thanks so much for watching, and we appreciate your support. And of course, if we can help you get your home sold fast for top dollar in Avery Ranch, please reach out to us.